Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You are here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got a match for you today out of the archives in the Royal Navy Tier 6 Fast Battleship HMS Hood. We are on Trident. We are down tier in a domination match. According to Wikipedia, laid down in 1916, launched in 1918, commissioned in 1920, and sunk by the Bismarck during the Battle of Denmark Strait in 1941. For many years, I think this was considered the flagship of the British fleet. I do want to mention, a lot of people say battlecruiser, but no less than Billy Sims and Henry Mayo described this as a fast battleship and advocated that the U.S. Navy develop a fast battleship of its own. That being said, I don't think it has maybe the armor that you would consider for a battleship. So whether it's a battle cruiser or a fast battleship, I will leave you to debate in the comments. All right, got some ships out here. Key, a ship I own and don't think very highly of. And we were shooting HE, folks. We're down tier. We're in a Royal Navy ship. Royal Navy ships have great high explosive, and I'm going to use it. And I got a Fiji, a Key, and an Iowa over here. And so I'm just trying to set these guys on fire and accrue a little bit of damage that way and keep this angled bow profile to them in order to help myself. All right, really quickly, got an Atlanta, got another Iowa. We set our first fire. Let's go to WoW's builds for the first time. In the stats, Sigma 1.9. The higher number is better. Now, granted, we just went through a bunch of Russian destroyers. They had a Sigmas of 2.0. So I would say 1.9 for a battleship or a battlecruiser is amazing accuracy. And to help that, or to bolster it and make it even more strong, we're using the accuracy commander on the ship. All right, set another fire there, going back to the Key with our rear turrets. Speaking of going back, let's go back to WoW's builds. Fires per minute, 2.14. Armor-piercing shells have a arming threshold of 63 millimeters and an overmatch of 27 millimeters. Here in the Hood. Continuing to alternate rear turrets on the Key, front turrets on the Iowa. It is working so far. We've largely mitigated a lot of the potential damage we could have taken by doing this, although I am getting shot at by a lot of people, which isn't great. Continuing to shoot at the Iowa. Atlanta sticks his nose out here. And look, I can have 3 ships shoot at me, but 4 ships shooting at me, I just can't take that. So here in a minute when I get a reload, I'm going to shoot at the Atlanta because that's just a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? So here the Atlanta is just kind of chilling out, and we will shoot some HE his way, and then go back to the Key and shoot some more HE his way. But we burn down the Atlanta for our first kill, probably a kill pinch, if I do say so myself. Kill number 1. Alright, real quickly, damage record for the HMS Hood and WoW's builds. 219,267. The base XP record, 4,042. We will not approach those numbers in our game today. Alright. Back to the match here. Still alternating between the Iowa and the Key. And you know, the good thing is we set another fire. At points they have been shooting at me a lot, like I've been getting shot at by 3 to 4 ships at once. But at other points in this match they didn't shoot at me, either because somebody else was closer or was giving them a better profile, although I don't know. I mean, I think I'm giving the Key a pretty good profile, but he's got a ship that's much closer to him he's got to focus on. So that allows us the ability to heal up and farm a little bit of damage from fires. So Always a good thing when you're playing this game. If you're getting shot at by multiple ships, you got to create the opportunity to break that contact and to give yourself the ability to heal up. Because the bottom line is, when you're in a battleship, the more ships that are shooting at you, the quicker you are going to die. All right, speaking of dying, we've got the key on the ropes here. We set him on fire. He is taking fire, and we are shooting more high explosive his way. The Fiji, which has been out there since the very beginning, watches us kill the key for kill number 2. And we are going to turn our attention to this Fiji. And right now we're down by 1 ship. And so maybe if I can get this kill, we can turn it around here in our match today. All right, first set of turrets towards the Fiji. We set them on fire and get some 3 cap defended flags to go with one we already have. We get a lot of cap defended flags in this match, folks. Another great way to get XP when you are down here. All right, second set of turrets, some more cap defended flags, and we finish off the Fiji for our 3rd kill of the game. All right, got a couple of Iowas over here. We're going to send the front turrets towards the first Iowa. He's not really in a great position for us to shoot at. The second Iowa is in the open water. Granted, I'm still proceeding cautiously because at the end of the day, these are Tier 7 battleships. I'm a Tier 6 fast battleship or battle cruiser. Don't have the armor to stand up to an Iowa. But in a minute here, we're going to see a big mistake by the Iowa player. And I hate to say it, this is just inattention by this player. I don't think there's any reason that this should have happened. And you'll see it when it happens here on the screen. Okay, continuing to move in. We have used up all of our heals. And so this is the most hit points we're going to have for the rest of the game. And continuing to shoot high explosive at the Iowa, simply because I can. And here's where the mistake gets made, folks. We're going to shoot some more HE at the Iowa. We're giving him pretty much a broadside profile right now. I'm trying to turn away. I don't do it fast enough. He's got a great salvo on me, but he shot high explosive. If he had been shooting armor piercing, we probably would be dead right now. You probably never would have seen this video, okay? But he had the wrong shell type loaded. And you cannot make that mistake in this game, especially when you're a top tier battleship. So he messed up, and we are going to make him pay for his mistake. Well, he took a little bit of damage there. We're going to go into the smoke screen. He's going to get absolutely smashed right here. And then we're going to turn. Our teammates are like, please shoot the Iowa. I'm like, kill pinch, no problem. I'm all over that, man. And so we'll finish off that Iowa with an additional cap defended flag for our 4th kill of the game. All right, it's official. We are on the hunt for a crack, and well, I got to tell you, going after that Iowa is not really my cup of tea, even though we did just kill an Iowa, but he got punished by somebody else. The other battleship out there is a Massachusetts, and I'm really not looking forward to getting into that either. So we'll shoot a full salvo at the Iowa as we turn away. But I am looking to kill the Utiloi over here. And yes, just to confirm, this is an archived match. There are only 4 hit markers there in the game today. There are now 5. So, not that I tried to hide it, but this is an archived match. I am not going to throw away a cracking gameplay, folks. Sorry. So, we're going up the Royal Navy Tech tree this update, and that's why we've got couple of archive matches that I did not want to discard as the first 2 plays of this series. By the way, I got to say, new update on Monday. Not really very happy about the nerf to HMS as a DD main. I'm not happy about that at all. And, you know, I just think some of the changes don't need to be made, and they're being made because vocal complainers are peer pressuring Wargaming to make changes to the game. And while some changes are needed, I'm not sure a nerf to HMS is a needed change, especially since when I'm in a battleship, I see horrible destroyer play all the time. All right, speaking of destroyer play, this Utiloi is gunboating right now, and I wouldn't necessarily do that, but he is going to go into the smoke screen. However, we did have enough time to get a shot out at him. Full salvo of HE, and we do get a hit out of it, but that's it. Meanwhile, the Iowa got torpedoed by our destroyer, so that is good for us. We are going to look into the smoke screen and see where the Utiloi is firing from. And we're going to turn our rear turrets. And when the time is right, we're going to get some shots out on the Utiloi. There we go. Another full salvo of high explosive. And that's what you want to see right there. We set the Utiloi on fire. Now, right now, I'm like, I could keep going this way, but I don't want to for two reasons. Number one, we are coming broadside to the Massachusetts, so I'm going to turn in. Also, if the Utiloi launch torpedoes on my intended path, maybe they'll miss. We do dodge the front turrets from the Massachusetts, so it's a good thing we turned in. And Utiloi is going to set me on fire here. That's all right. Look at that. 4 cap defended flags against the Massachusetts. We're up to 15 cap defended flags, folks. That's how you earn some XP in this game. Look at that. By turning in, we dodge the Utiloi torpedoes. Rear turrets slowly coming around. But we got the front turrets loaded, and that's all we need. That is all we need right now against the Utiloi, who, by the way, has been on fire due to our hand. So continuing to turn, there's the detection flag. There is the Utiloi. There are the first 2 turrets. There is the Kraken Unleashed. All right, and look, he killed us. Good job, Utiloi Commander. GG, everybody. All right, we died, but our team is going to win the game. Enemy team only has 90 points, and the Massachusetts is about to leave the Alpha Cap, so they don't have any cap circles. All right, in the interim, let's discuss our stat comparison. There are 19 battleships in the game at Tier 6. Hit points, number 1 with a bullet. The Hood is 67,700. Firing range, the number 1 ship is Scharnhorst with 17.9, a rather large advantage over the next ship. Hood, middle of the pack, kind of on the lower end, 15.9. The lowest range is 15.8, Francesco Caracciolo. But most of these values are between 16.1 and 15.9. Armor-piercing DPM, Leon, clear advantage over the field, 304,000. The Hood is number 11, 202,667. Heinrich is the lowest ship on that comparison. AADPS, North Carolina, number 1, 476. The Hood is near the bottom with 183. Max speed, the Hood is number 1, 32.0. And that's the end of the match. The slowest ship is Colorado, 21.0. All right, here we are on the victory screen. The Kraken Unleashed medal, 97,002 total damage, 5 kills, 15 cap defended flags. We set 9 fires, 732,403 silver, and a raft of ship XP, green XP, and commander XP, probably due to those cap defended flags here in the HMS Hood, which in this match down here, not really a problem, folks. All right, there we are at the top of the board, 2780 base XP, 5 big kills. GG to the Vladivostok, who had more than 2500 base XP. Maybe he did all the work and I got all the kills, who knows. But our team beat the other team, and I don't think it was as close as it may have appeared to be in the beginning of the match. Skill won out. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, let's go into the port here and take a look at the ship. Upgrades. We got aiming system mod 1. Damage control system mod 2. And concealment system mod 1. In terms of the loadout, 3 charges of the repair party. And you have a choice between sonar and secondary targeting consumable here. I would never choose anything but the sonar. You can see detection of ships 4.2 kilometers, and it runs for a while, so I think it's really helpful. All the epic flags, especially the one for main battery range, the Type 9 permanent camouflage, and the Friendship Day 21 flag. 67,700 hit points and a 16% torpedo damage reduction with our build. Got those 4x2 381 millimeter turrets, 18.2 kilometer firing range, 24.7 second reload, 26.7 second turn time. HE shells 5,300 max damage with a 34% fire chance. AP shells 12,540 max damage. You got this one set of secondaries, 7x2 102 millimeter secondaries, 5.2 kilometer firing range, 3 second reload. HE shells 1,500 max damage with a 6% fire chance. Same secondaries that are on the Orion. So that's why I wouldn't do a secondary build. You don't have enough of them, and they don't have a long enough range. All right, AA defense. You can see your secondaries are dual purpose and do count as AA. You also have some rockets in there, so that's good. But they are very, very, very short range. Your secondaries are your best AA. Max speed 29.7 knots, 910 meter turning circle, 14.1 second rudder shift time. And concealment 12.6 on the surface, 10.6 from the air, 13.5 when firing in smoke. Take a look at the armor viewer. Well, it's not great. Below water citadel, but it is very large in my opinion. We'll put these turrets and barbettes back on into the casemate. They are less heavily armored, but all in all, I wouldn't consider these turrets or barbettes sloped or heavily armored at all. Put the bow back on. You do have an armor belt that goes forward on the bow, so angling is key. Your bow plating is 25 millimeters. You got a torpedo belt of additional 25 millimeters down the side of the ship, and that is the armor profile of the Hood. Here's our commander, Andrew Cunningham. Base rate increases the shell grouping, and we've got D. Ravel for reload, and Madden for reload and traverse speed. And I want to note, I wouldn't have normally used the will to rebuild, but I was playing a game in the Orion before this, so I did. Ordinarily, I would have fight fire with fire on. Other than that, the build is the same. Anyway, that's the Hood, folks. If you enjoyed this cracking gameplay, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. See you next video.